But Explicit is a new game we have designed to strengthen science society dialogue, making explicit research possible. The general context in the post-truth era, so where increase in misinformation, fake news, in the benefit of world reviews and personal opinions. So education has to deal with the confusion over what is known, how to know, and who to trust. And in parallel, we have a general move of science towards open science, which means opening scientific knowledge, publication, data, education, but also open dialogue with other forms of knowledges, and open labs to society to face the general law of education and research processes. And we have a recent set of recommendations from UNESCO to open science. In tous chercheurs, which means in French, research for all or research for everybody, we have a national network of open learning labs for all, with three main missions, which are educating in research methods and practices, teachers, students, citizens, journalists, politics, researchers, training researchers, and especially young researchers in mediation, and supporting citizen science and participatory research. Many disciplines at the national scale, and with topics like water quality, biology, microbiology, renewable energies, mass. In concrete, we have real research laboratories that have been specially designed to give safe access to scientific equipment. We have equipment to do DNA extraction, PCR tests. We also have field sites where we go medicinal plants and where can occur situated learning. We have special workspaces to building research questionnaires analysis. Very important in this open structure, we have conviviality areas to facilitate dialogue between and change of attitudes between researchers and citizens. And recently we used digital tools. We have, for example, crowdsourcing and data visualization application to monitor tick-borne disease. To date, to ensure is nearly 10,000 secondary pupils, more than 2,000 citizens that are from 10 to 85 years old, and they are working together. Our core value are to bringing together scientific reasoning and critical thinking. We are very attentive to inclusivity, promoting science, for example. We are sensitive to interdisciplinary approaches. We are open to social sciences and not scientific or experimental reasonings. And we are working on knowledge dialogue. We are based on active pedagogies. The core pedagogy is learning by doing. So the people coming to the labs are immersed in research labs during the typical 3 days trip. And they have a project, a research project, that is not a project for the example, it's real research project with real researchers. So they have to formulate the questions. So when the question is already posed by the researcher, they can ask new sub-questions in the research question. It's open learning. It works on small groups of 5 to 8 students. So we divide the class, and the class problem we divide in small groups. And each group has a scientific mentor, which is often a PhD, to ensure the scientific rigor, encourage questioning, because the aim is that the results are real research results, robust results. They are going through all the stages of the scientific process, beginning with the problematization, then they move to experimentation, analysis, and at the end also a discussion, and they are presenting their work to other researchers that are interested with the results. And to this process to be successful, the very first stages are really important. So we design a game to help all this coming to really good results. So the game asks the question how scientific knowledge users of the game, because it's that content for the game, we have different questions. For students, of course, it's about discovering research universe, the methods, the reasoning, the materials, and so on, the language. And for academics, they will have insight into epistemology and flexibility on their own practices. What the game is made of? It's a magnetic game to play on a magnetic board. We have more than 100 magnets with words on it, words related to the universe of research. And it was continuously designed during 3 years. Coming to the station. And we have a quick start instruction and a complete guide booklet with insights into the philosophy of science for the scientific teacher to go behind the classical, the obvious representation of research and go more in depth. The origin of the game was to help students expressing their views on research and their fear and their misunderstanding. And it was with a non-French-speaking secondary school pupils that needs some support to express themselves. And so at the beginning, it was only 20 keywords on a piece of paper and board. And now it's very rich and consists around generic thesaurus. For example, so this term to explicit and research activities at different stages, and here you have some examples. And you can play with 5 sequences. The main question is how to produce scientific knowledge. The first question is how to organize the different stages of the research process. So the people coming have all the words on the board or on the table, and they have to discuss to explicit them what are their perceptions for each term, and to find a consensus to organize them in a coherent way. But there is not only one answer. Generally, for the standard version, it takes 1 hour at this stage. And after, we have the extensions to talk about attitudes, values, and ethics behind the research work, especially useful for PhD students. And then we have another model where we can play on the different time frames for the different stages of a research project. And it's very important for participatory research because often we have some concrete problems because there is a misunderstanding of how long it will take all this process to produce new knowledge. So it's discuss about it. And then we found useful to create some actors cards and jobs in academic research to help students and citizens to see how they can engage in knowledge production. We have a first evaluation of the possibilities offered by the game, and we asked the participants to cite 3 points of astonishment about this game, and what appears is that it's matched the objective we have. The first thing for everybody is the insight from epistemology that help them a lot. For teachers, the stress on the pedagogical dimension, which is very helpful. And it was also interdisciplinarity that was stressed because it helped expliciting our own research practices. So it helps to bring common projects with different ways of doing research. Here you have some verbatins of the participants after the game. We have here all the aides of scientific department of Marseille University which played the game. And they say, I ask myself new questions that I have never asked before. It helped me going beyond the obvious. I realized that there is real differences in structuring between disciplines. So as a conclusion, Explicit is a new series game that allows to gain a better understanding of the reality of different research practices, to address transdisciplinarity issues, to enhance critical thinking and epistemic vigilance, support dialogue in input groups with academics and non-academics, and to sustain the development of participatory research. It is a process of effective, and the idea that the distribution will be limited to prior training